Top of the morning to you, Staten Island. What's going on? My name is Todd Bivona from Gotham Trinity Productions, digital media, digital media? Yeah, digital media ambassador for the SIEDC. Welcome to another edition of SIEDC Live. This is the Tuesday, May 12th edition of SIEDC Live, where we put the spotlight on someone from the small business community and beyond, and SIEDC members for SIEDC Live, of course. So really appreciate you being along with us. We very kindly ask you to hit that little share button on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Share this feed on your personal page would be great. Increase our reach, and a lot of good questions come up and a lot of big concerns during this pandemic and quarantine with regards to the small business community and other matters for that matter come up. So I think it'd be great for you to share and just get the word out there about what the small business community is going through. Also, what SIEDC is offering during these uncertain times. What membership would mean for you and your business at this time, the value in that, coming on this show, the various staff at SIEDC and what they have to offer. And speaking of some of that staff, boy, what a segue. Let's bring on co-host Jaclyn Taschetti. She is the Director of Marketing and Outreach at the SIEDC. Good morning, Jaclyn.
Good morning, Todd. So great to see you. Our segues are always perfect, I feel like.
A great segue. Someone from the staff joins us. Okay. So Jaclyn comes on every Tuesday and Thursday just to kind of go over a state of affairs, really, in the offices of the SIEDC, although we're not really at the offices right now, right? Everyone's working from home. But still, they've been working tirelessly, fielding tons of phone calls, sending out tons of emails. If I get another email about Daddy-O's, Jaclyn, we're going to have a problem. Anyway, listen, I love Daddy-O's, though. Daddy-O's flagship, all those guys, love them on Minthorn Street. Anyway, Jaclyn, let's get an update. What would you like to go over? I believe you said something in particular, membership level meetings via Zoom. Jaclyn?
So a lot of work helping the business community and facilitating services to get everyone on their feet for the return after this whole COVID-19 pandemic. But we want to make sure as an organization that we're prioritizing our members and making sure that they stay engaged so that they can still continue to increase their business within the network. So what we're looking to do is bring our all member mixer experience to the virtual platform. So we as a team have been utilizing Zoom and have had great success as far as engaging internally. So we'd like to take that platform and bring it to the mixer and meeting level. So what we'll be doing is, if you are an SIEDC member, please stay tuned to your email. We'll be sending out emails for each of the membership levels to hold meetings for each specific level. So if you're an Executive Women's Council member, we'll be having the entire Executive Women's Council invited to engage in this meeting. We'll have SIEDC presenters there, and everybody will be able to have an opportunity to speak about their business. So we're looking forward to creating as much normalcy as we can for our members with these meetings.
Which is so crucial, some type of normality for sure. Jaclyn, what's been the news so far from this? I know you guys put out the survey. Anything that of note coming from phone calls you guys have been fielding, emails you guys have been fielding? A lot of those loans are out and available. What's the latest general scope, Jaclyn, very general, of what's been going on with the small businesses and SIEDC members?
Well, lately we've been focusing a lot on the feedback we've gotten from our merchant groups. So recently, I don't know if anyone's seen, but on our social media, we announced that Cesar Claro was appointed to one of the mayor's task forces for small businesses and reopening. So we've been really engaging with our small retailers to find out what their concerns are. And it's interesting because they got very specific. So one of the concerns that was brought to the organization was, what will be return policies? Will consumers be able to return items to stores? Will retailers have to follow a certain kind of protocol when an item is returned, as far as sanitizing, especially if it's a clothing item that was tried on? Things like that. So it was very interesting to hear how specific the retailers got. Another concern was the glass, the plexiglass that has to be installed. Will it be mandatory to have plexiglass in front of your registers? So we've been fielding a lot of these questions, prioritizing them, and then we're lucky enough to have Caesar be able to go to the task force with the mayor to discuss these concerns. And hopefully we'll be able to provide that information to each of our retailers, members, and the business community.
So if you're watching at home right now or at your office, if you're able, send the questions our way. And the one great resource, Jaclyn, we always mention is SIEDC.org throughout this past 2 months, throughout these past 2 months, with regards to being a great resource for the small business community. We're actually going to do something a little different. I'm going to pull it up, Jaclyn. I'm going to pull up the website and go through a few things that is of note that people should share this information and be able to utilize this information. Jaclyn?
So first on our homepage, we try and put all of the most relevant and recent information. So the first item is the Reopening, Rebuilding, and Resiliency Program. And I have referenced this a lot on the program. If you go to this section on our website, you can read a little bit more in depth about the plans that the SIEDC has for this program. I love that Zoom effect. Perfect. And you can also view the actual document. And one of the great things about our website is we do update it weekly because we do know that resources are changing and some of the services that we're looking to provide will change along with those announcements. So the first portion is definitely this program. If you have the opportunity to go and take a look, please do. And then below it, I believe we have a link to the coronavirus information. So this is government resources that are available if you click through there. And then we also update that weekly. And if you scroll a little bit more, Todd, the next portion is our surveys. So we've talked about these surveys. We've issued 4 thus far. This is where if you are a business owner or a professional in the local community, you can click there to engage in these surveys, which help us gather information to provide better resources. And then also, if you scroll to the top, Todd, actually, these are other services and programs that we have. There is a contact page. And if you click through to that contact page, you can not only contact our individual staffers, but there's also a form that can be filled out that sends inquiries directly to me. And then I field them to the proper person internally through our page. So it's a simple form. I don't know if it clicks through on this, but it's a simple form that you can send an email, inquiry, or question to the organization.
God, I love live TV. Oh, here we go. Finally. Okay, here it comes.
I was going to say, I know it works.
There we go. There's the team.
That's us.
And now, Jaclyn, I don't mean to be I don't know what the word I'm talking about, what I'm thinking of here, but you have the different task force as per, and I've always mentioned this to you when you're on. In 2 minutes, can you just describe the different task force dealing with different industries and the names here that people can go to if they have questions?
Well, for a general inquiry, you can always contact me. But I look much better in that picture than I do from working remotely. But you can contact me for a general inquiry. But I would say if you're a retail business, we have Niles French, who is helping with retail businesses. Then we also have Jay Anderson. I love this, scrolling through. We also have Jay Anderson, who is helping with industrial businesses and any of their inquiries. And then we also have Steve Grillo, who is our first vice president, who is helping businesses that are more on a corporate level. So, of course, you can always send a general inquiry to the organization. Any of us can help. We're a very tight-knit team, but it's a great way to contact the team directly while we're all working remotely.
So I'm just going to drop a line to Steve right now and just show people how easy it is and say, hi, Steve. There you go. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So that being said, thank you so much, Jaclyn, for going through all that. I thought it was just kind of cool. We always mention SIEDC.org, what it is. Well, there it is. And I love you explaining what it is we're going through and the people to contact. So I figured we'd do that. All right. We're at 9:40. We took up the first 10 minutes, which is great. Very informative, Jaclyn. Thank you so much. With your approval, however, are we ready to go on with Jason Pearson?
Of course.
Excellent. All right, Jaclyn. So here we go. Joining us from LDI Color Toolbox is Senior Account Executive and Cabinet Member. I believe he's a cabinet member. Business counsel. Sorry.
Mhm.
Business counsel, Jason Pearson. Jason, good morning, sir.
Uh-oh.
Jason, just unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. I'm here. How are we doing?
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Good morning. Good morning,
Good
Jaclyn.
morning.
Jason, jump into LDI first and foremost. Tell us about LDI, its offerings, its locations, what it does. The floor is yours.
All right, LDI. We're a technology company, mainly focusing on print copiers. We morphed into an IT company about 5 years ago, and that's really been our focus the last 5 years, managing networks, managing people's portfolio, and really cybersecurity. So when it comes to keeping people connected and keeping people online, we've been doing that for the past 5-6 years. Like I said, we're a 22-year-old copier company. And, you know, our vendor agnostic approach, dealing with Canon, HP, Sharp, Toshiba, really keeps us out there. And we find out a lot of information from our partners, from our vendors that we do business with. So obviously, we've morphed our business over the last couple of months into really becoming an at-home support company, which we never really did much of before. But a lot of our clients are working from home, so we're trying to keep them up to speed and secure all at the same time. So it becomes very big for most of our financial clients and our healthcare clients. So,
understandable. All right, Jay. Next question: how are you protecting not only your employees but your clients as well?
Well, obviously, clients. It's all about their health and the health of their business. So we kind of take a look at both ends. You know, what can we do to keep their business up and running? And more importantly, what can we do to keep them healthy? So we've been doing a lot of remote diagnostics, things that we used to go do in person. Now we just do over the internet and try and get things corrected virtually before we go there. When we do go there, we actually send our technicians with PPE, with all protective gear. And we try and keep the exposure as limited as possible, keep it in there as short time as possible. Like I said, trying to do as much of the stuff over the phone as we possibly can.
Which is smart, and that totally makes sense. At this time, your plans for online servicing and billing of contractual services?
Yeah, so we've kind of morphed. I mean, like I said before, we were doing mail. Everything was mail. Everything was by mail. Now we're doing a lot more things virtually. We do it all online. We have portals for people to pay. We were doing a lot more check by phone and taking a lot more credit cards. We got away from it for a while. We were doing check by phone. But, anything we could do to do our things virtually. And goes back to meter reads. We actually used to send people to look at machines, and now we do it, with Canon and HP. They're very cutting edge. Xerox as well. You can actually see into the machine what's going on, what happened the last 90 days, what happened the last 30 days, why it jammed. So there's a lot of information that the manufacturers are giving us that we're really starting to take advantage over the last couple of months.
Impact in regards to print size and the IT services and the lasting impact, long-term effects to LDI, to yourself as an account executive. Moving forward, what's the result here?
So we've always been a cutting-edge company. And selling technology, you have to understand cutting-edge technology, whether it be managing documents electronically, working off the cloud. So there's many different aspects to it. This has really forced myself and really my counterparts to really look at technology side. It's no more just a box selling a copy machine and, hey, wait for it to renew. It's really finding out where the customer wants to go and what they want to do. We become great assets for a lot of our customers because they don't know what to do. I mean, you go online and I got to do it this way, got to do it that way. We have the vendors, Samsung being one of them, and Sharp with video conferencing, and just we've been selling Zoom for several years now. You really need to know where the client wants to be. So it really has helped us because clients are being open and honest at this stage because they don't understand where the company has to go. So in the past 3-4 years ago, oh, I'm good, I'm all set. Now people want to talk to our companies. People want to talk to people who know what they're talking about. And as a company, we're pretty cutting edge. Sometimes we get a little bleeding edge. We did some 3D for a while and got out there, but we try and stay on the forefront of technology. 6-8 months ago, we only sold the Zoom product. Now with the Microsoft and the Microsoft product, we're actually selling some of that at Microsoft Teams as well. It really depends on what fits better for our client. Every client's a little different. Every client's needs are a little different. And like I said, we're a vendor agnostic company. So in 6 months from now, when somebody comes out with a better product, we're loyal to the better product that's going to help our clients, not to, the product that's going to make us the most money. It's really about keeping people up and running.
Jason, I feel like I don't want to bury the lead here. I think it's kind of a big deal with regards to Zoom and Microsoft that you sell the products. Now, this might be a stupid question, but I'd actually like you to expand on that and what that means, because everyone, in my mind, Zoom is free, right? I can log on to Zoom to talk to my parents, my family, my friends. Can you dive in? And this is off the cuff here, kind of putting you on the spot, but what does it mean that you are able to sell Zoom? What does it mean you could sell Microsoft Teams? So our audience and business members and personal, for personals too, what does that mean, Jason?
So the biggest thing is we really support the products. Some of them I sell, I'm authorized to sell. Some of them I sell to a partner. Some of them I would just tell my client, hey, go buy this product, and we'll support it. Because buying something, even though it's the greatest thing in the world, if you don't know how to use it, it's really useless. So that's really what my company does. We're integrators. We take the products, what we feel is the best product out there, and if a client likes something a little better, we'll use the product that they like a little better. And we'll really show them how to use it, how to get the most out of it. You know, talk about Zoom. Everybody knows about the Zoom bomb. You know, how do you get around it? You and I did a show a month ago about that.
Right.
We knew about that for a while. You got to put a code. You got to put a password. Yeah, Zoom is free. You can go get the 40-minute package, basic introduction. I tell every one of my clients, go get it. Go download it. It's free. And when it starts to get annoying because your meetings are too long, then we'll talk about updating to a better product. Obviously, as a company, we have several licenses. We have the team license. We have the room license. And once you upgrade your licenses to start to pay for a pay license, you'll notice how much more you get out of the product, that you can actually annotate on it. You can save things on it. You can really have 100 people in a meeting and everyone participating. So we sell it. Yes, we can get it for you. Most of this, 90% of what we sell, we're authorized to sell. Some products we actually get through partners because you really can't get authorized in every little nuance and every little product. You know, we sell shredders. I don't service them. I have a partner who sells shredders and laminators. Of course, we really like to sell everything that goes in a client. But when it comes to technology, we're a Microsoft partner. We're a Microsoft school partner. We get excellent pricing from Microsoft. I deal with IT guys who I don't touch any of their product, but I sell them anything that they buy. Our pricing is phenomenal. I deal with competitors of mine who buy products from me because our pricing is so good. You know, you're buying things by the hundreds instead of by the ones. They give you a little better support. And, you know, we deal with some very, very large clients. And like I said, ever since things have changed, I think we sold 2,500 laptops in the last 90 days, where I think we sold 2,500. We sell 2,500 laptops over 5 years usually. So it's not something we do all the time. It's just, you know, when the time hit, we bought as many as we could because we knew it was coming.
2 minutes to answer this next question, Jason, before we bring on Peter Vanderkoy from CME Associates here. Speaking of how your business model has changed, and you're selling 2,500 laptops in a span of what, 2 months or so, comparatively speaking to normal. What about every other person's business, and taking stock in their business model and how they approach their business? People's roadmaps going to change. Companies' future is going to be changed, and how they execute everything. What are you noticing from your end and your clients? How are they changing? You just mentioned one way, right? Their ability to purchase laptops through you, for instance. What else are you feeling out there, Jay?
Well, we're kind of getting it from both ways. Some people are in full-fledged panic mode. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And the other people are saying, hey, this is a great time to remorph my business. And those are the people we really want to talk to. The people that are remorphing their business, the people that really want to learn about technology, how I can share a document with somebody all over the world. Some companies are actually looking at this saying, hey, if I am going virtual, I no longer have to look at a talent pool that's just in my immediate area. I can actually hire people that are, as long as they're within the same time zone, I can work with them. So a lot of people are using this to really, really change their business and go get some great talent out there and really use the technology that, you know, has happened in the last 15 years that, you know, maybe as a law firm, you didn't think you needed it, but now you realize, like, hey, you know, me and my secretary, me and my 3 assistants, while I'm on a case, can be working this and using this. Right. So technology has changed. Like I said, some people are looking at it from a scared side. Some people are actually looking at it from a, hey, this is a great way to reinvent myself. And either way, I mean, we can help people. And once you're sitting down and you talk to somebody, that's what we find. People get a lot more comfortable after they have that 45-minute, 1-hour conversation. And most of our conversations are free. We'll come do a free analysis. We'll come and actually look at your whole portfolio and set up everything for free for you. So, you know, LBI Toolbox, anyone needs, you know, SIEDC has been great to us, giving us a lot of information. You know, I just want to give that shout out. You know, I've been watching these shows. This is my second time on one. It's, you know, every day it changes, so you have to keep learning. So.
Keep learning and keep yourself out there. Excellent. Jason Pearson, LDI. Thank you so much for joining us, pal.
Thanks, Todd.
All right. Next up, joining us from CME Associates, he is the Director of Planning. Peter Vanderkoy joins us, also an SIEDC member. Peter, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Peter, let's jump right into it. We have about 9 minutes left in the program. All you here. So CME Associates, just let SIEDC members and everyone else that's watching what CME Associates is all about.
Sure. We're a full-service engineering, planning, landscape architecture, and allied services firm. We have experience in a full spectrum of uses for both public and private clients. Everything from housing to light industrial, warehousing, medical, utility, retail. Got experience in all different types of projects on many different scales, from single family homes on up to multifamily in the hundreds of units, and from small scale commercial and utility uses up to full substations and roadways and things like that. So that's, real quick synopsis of the services we provide.
Perfect. And now I actually want you to jump into what you do specifically, Peter, because I find that to be a not that it's such a general term, but it sounds like it's pretty involved as a director of planning. And based on what you're talking about, and I did a little quick research on CME before coming on this morning, you guys offer a lot. Director of planning, what are you involved with day to day? And then, Peter, if you can transition for me what you used to do when you used to report to the office and go on sites or whatnot, to what you've been doing for the past 2.5 months in quarantine for CME Associates.
Absolutely, yeah. So typical services we provide on the public side, we represent planning and zoning boards, land use boards, and municipal government. And essentially, we provide advisory services at meetings, review applications prior to meetings, make sure they understand everything. Really, just help the projects move forward, especially in terms of economic development, but also housing projects, community development, those types of things. Then on the private side, the services that we provide, we advise clients as far as planning and permitting, make sure that all the groundwork is laid for all the approvals, try to expedite the approvals to the maximum extent we can. And time is money, so we want to see their project move through the pipeline as quickly as possible. And some of the things that we've seen since the COVID epidemic began have been essentially, initially a bit of a concern for the public meetings, of course. So there was a shift to virtual meetings relatively quickly, for the public safety aspect there. And then in terms of the full scale state level shutdowns, our firm has moved to about 90% virtual work. One of the things that we do, or actually we do several things in terms of emergency work on roadways, public housing, and things like that. So we've had to continue to operate. And that's, I guess the silver lining is it's kept a lot of our staff employed. But, we do have about 10% of our personnel at our office to make sure that when the phone rings, we can answer it, we can get out there and take care of emergencies.
All right. So a lot going on at home, obviously, for a lot of your team and whatnot. What have you been fielding during this time as far as inquiries, questions, concerns? That's been a big part of this show, SIEDC Live, is understanding and hearing out all the concerns from various business owners in the small business community on Staten Island. What's been the overriding concern? What's continued to be the concern, both in quarantine as we look at the clock? We're going down to the quarantine and stay-at-home order being lifted. Slowly but surely, we're phasing back in. And then what's the concern, Peter? Transition from what the concern has been to what is going to be concerned moving forward in the next 1 month, 2 months, the summer, the fall. What are you hearing thus far, Peter?
Yeah, I'd say one of the things that really stands out is the confidence in projects moving forward. And so one of the things that we've seen is where you have development applications that come in, and they're at a certain point in the permitting process, and it gets to the point where, from a certain perspective, at a certain point in time, if they think that the order is going to be lifted quickly, which hopefully it will, certain types of projects would move forward quickly. Like rental housing might be one. There's probably going to continue to be a demand there, but you may have other types of projects where it's a little bit murkier now in terms of how that demand is going to play out. So I'd say the near-term concern is, a slowdown of those applications and the project work, which, of course, translates to construction jobs, and that translates to an operating business that employs people, people spending money in the community, and the entire ripple effect of within the system. So I think that's a near-term concern, but it's also a longer-term concern. It'll be interesting to see the level of confidence in the different industries, how quickly these restrictions are lifted. I think is going to play a big role.
Right, right. And has there been any silver lining for you here, Peter? We always try to stay positive on the show. We're sharing a lot of news and a lot of information, but have you any takeaways from all this from a business perspective or personal perspective, Peter, in regards to being home, working from home, the feelings and sentiments of businesses? I was talking to Jason earlier about how people are going to change their business model moving forward for the better, and people be more efficient out of this. What else? What are the takeaways, Peter? Can you share with us a positive side of things?
Yeah, as a planner, I'm focused on land use, transportation, and those types of systems. And I think the one thing that I see as a silver lining, and I'm actually kind of excited about, is more quick and widespread move to more virtual meetings and virtual services. In terms of working from home, people get to spend more time with their families, have a better work-life balance. Obviously, cuts down on traffic, and there's a whole host of benefits. There's increased efficiency. It actually, would require less time on the part of both the client and the professional in terms of not having to do as much drive time and everything else. At the same time, of course, you want to have the personal connection meeting in person, for a good percentage of what you do. But I think that kind of rebalancing could be beneficial.
Okay, yeah. So everyone's trying to learn from this and look forward in a positive way, right? And keep the positive energy going, and we're going to get out of this stronger. We keep saying it. It sounds like a cliche at this point, but it's true. I think all businesses are going to retool, reshape. So let's bring Jason Pearson back in from LDI and kind of end this. We got 2 minutes to spare here, gentlemen. Just want to keep it a little bit lighthearted, as we always try to do each show. Sorry, Michael. Michael Grazioso working hard behind the scenes, directing the show. I took my turn at directing the show for a second, and we did it at the same time. Jason, what do you think? Positive takeaways, as I just asked Peter. Obviously, a lot of issues going on, but what do you see that's a good sign out of all this, Jason?
I like what Peter said. A good home and a mix of home life and family life. I mean, if you can work from home and start to see some people, I have the luxury of working from home 2 days a week before this even happened, and it's a great thing. I get my 1 day a week to cook dinner. So I think you got to take the positive of what's going to come from it. Our kids are going to grow up in a different world than we grew up in. Hopefully it's a better one. So we can.
Peter, when do you anticipate going back to the office?
I would expect maybe like a 4 to 6 week time frame. Right now,
Okay.
I go about one day a week just to take care of some essential things.
Sure.
And, but I would say probably 4 to 6 weeks. And yeah, we're still kind of waiting to hear the official direction to see if it's going to be like a half-time schedule, like staggered staff versus, another approach.
Right. So you're getting the feel that they're still figuring out logistics, right? Because what does that mean when you leave your transportation, when you walk in the door, when you hit an elevator button, walking up a stairway and touching a banister? There's a lot going on still, it sounds like, Peter. Jason, same question for you. When do you anticipate, based on the phased plan from the governor and mayor and whatnot, when do you think you'll be able to get back to the office?
So we've had 10% of our staff never left the office because we're considered essential. We cover a couple of major hospitals. They're looking at over the next 30 days to get another 25-30%. And we're looking at the 6th is that June 6th is our day to get everyone back and running. So, we'll only go by what the governor says. They're
of
pretty
course.
tight. Our company's pretty, tight to the edge, and we're not going to go in and expose anybody. We're a very family-oriented company, so they were more worried about people's health than anything else at this stage.
Of course. Yeah, I'm sure Peter can agree. I think everyone wants to be smart when it comes to the reopening, right, Pete? And everyone's welfare is paramount, right, Pete?
Absolutely, yeah. And I could easily see some new like facilities management, cleaning becoming that's probably going to be a new part of the scope as far as they go. All kinds. I could see quite a few changes in a lot of different areas.
Great, excellent. All right, guys. Well, we're at the 10 a.m. mark. That about wraps it up here. So Peter Van Kooy from CME Associates, appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us today. And Jason Pearson, LDI Caller Toolbox. Thank you so much for the time.
All right. Great, Todd.
All right.
See you this week.
All right, Jason. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the 10 a.m. call, my friend. Peter, we'll talk soon. All right.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
All right, guys. So that about wraps it up here for SIEDC Live. A lot of great information, great guests, Peter and Jason, and of course, Jaclyn Taschetti from the SIEDC. And I thought it was kind of nice to share with you the SIEDC website live and what you can expect to see when you log on to that website and the various offerings on the website. But of course, the resources there and the people who are there ready to assist you during very uncertain times with your small business, with your business, and whether you're a member or not. I know they've extended that. A lot of business organizations have extended their arm in this time because there is a lot to go through when it comes to the grants and PPE loans and all that stuff. So what a great day. What a great show. We have coming up next, of course, we need to do our shameless plugs for all the various shows that we have. First up, coming up next, it's Breakfast with Bloomy, Mike Bloomfield, facebook.com/TechieGeek. Mike Bloomfield is your host. Hopefully we'll have Massimo Dodano for Partners in Sound as well, and I'll be on there as well. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, it's JMT Media. Jaclyn Tacarante, she hosts Community Corner. She reaches out to various community members and just shares some positive vibes and energy and looking at the state of affairs as well. 2 o'clock, another SIEDC member, Frank Wilkinson, and his good friend Naz is live from Rabs, which is very cool. They have a nice little set at Rabs Country Lanes. That's facebook.com/Rabs Country Lanes. Midday with Moss is at 3 o'clock. Moss Madonna, again, Partners in Sound, Carl Beanie Fund. He is your main host for that show. Mike Bloomy and myself will also carry you through there. 10 o'clock p.m. is Gotham Trinity Productions show, Gotham After Dark. Today, Michael Graziuso, the man behind the camera today, goes in front of the camera to guide you through that program. Grab your favorite alcoholic beverage, adult beverage, kick back, and we just talk about pretty much anything. Whether or not you like peanut butter, did you watch Tiger King? Who knows what we're going to talk about? He always has a great guest on. And we're always whipping up something good. So if you're into food, this is the place for you. Gotham After Dark at 10 p.m. Would love to have Peter on. I see he's still in the green room. Maybe Peter should come on the program tonight if he's available. Have Jason on. He's shaking his head yes. That's awesome. All right, great. That wraps it up. We are back Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Still. Thursday morning, 9:30 a.m. right here. It's facebook.com/SIEDC for SIEDC Live. Or if you've been watching us on the Gotham Trinity Productions YouTube page. That's right, Mike. I connected this to the YouTube page instead of the Facebook page because why would you do two Facebook pages competing against each other? That doesn't make sense. So here we are. That's it. My name is Todd Bivona, the Digital Media Ambassador for the SIEDC, working for Gotham Trinity Productions. Many thanks for you to watching, and Michael Graziuso, appreciate the job behind the scenes. Take care, and we will see you Thursday morning.